Now, what emotions do you have about a major milestone like this?
Pride, happiness. Yeah, it's been a big journey. I'm just really excited to play, and over the last 17 years there's been plenty of ups and downs, and it's a journey I've really enjoyed, and I just can't wait to get out there and play against Essendon.
Have you done some reflecting on the youngster who made the call to come over here and the fact that you've got to 300 with this club now since doing that?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I was a lot different back then, that's for sure. A lot more shy, a lot quieter, a lot less confident, and probably a guy that really questioned himself, and very naive as well. I was only 21 at the time, and yeah, I mean, over the last 13 years, I've had to grow up. I've had to be a lot more independent, and I've started a family here now, which is really exciting, and yeah, I think I've turned into a man, which is good.
Did you ever think it was possible? Like when you made that call, did you think you'd get to a milestone like this at this club? Would you consider what it was like back then?
Oh, to be honest, at the time, I wasn't really thinking too far ahead. Like I took it on, and I was taking a small step in taking it on, and then I was hoping to be here for a long time. So to be here 13 years later is something I'm really proud of.
What about those early days? I mean, you've probably been asked about them over the years, but how tough were those first few years in the club here?
Yeah, they were tough. It's hard to explain because I guess the expectation on us wasn't that high. Internally, I think we raised over the years. Definitely over the first 2 years in particular, probably wasn't that high. But then after that, it started to creep up, and a lot of it was about working really hard and getting the right foundations into place for the culture, training really hard, being a good person, really starting that culture from the ground up, and that's probably the one thing I really enjoyed about coming up here as well. But yeah, definitely over the last 6 or 7 years, probably since 16, when we've expected to play finals internally, externally as well, it's been a lot different.
We've heard a lot about how kind of important you are to the fabric of this club, but kind of reverse, how important has the club been to shaping you as a person as well?
Oh, it's huge. I owe so much to this football club, and I'll be forever in debt to this footy club for getting me up here and being interested in the first place, and to be here for almost half my life really. They've probably seen me grow from a boy into a man, and I can only thank the Giants for that.
We heard on that podcast you talking about not thinking you might make 250 games, and now you seem pretty certain you're not going to make 350 games. Have you had time this year to think about what the future is for you going forward?
Yeah, on that podcast, I think I said once I got to 250, I was sure I wouldn't get to 300, and I was. I really wasn't really enjoying my football once I got to that 250. I wasn't playing good football. We were losing games. It was really hard. It was a slog at the time, and I just didn't think I could play another 50, to be honest. So to be here now is really exciting. I think the club has really turned around in the last couple of years, and guys really enjoy being here. In terms of the future, I'm not sure, to be honest. Like I'll just play every game right now, as it lies, and at the moment I'm just trying to enjoy myself as much as I can.
Did something in particular help you find that form again when you felt like you weren't playing your best footy?
Oh, I think the coaching group, once they came over at the start of last year, really instilled some good confidence into me and into playing a certain role. And I guess that's the same as everybody here, that we've got real clarity on our roles, and every single individual's broken down into their own, role. And there's real clarity around that, and there's a big system that we can all play in. So I guess once you understand what your role is, you start to build confidence once you hit it. So yeah, I'd say no doubt the coaching group, and I guess just the enjoyment of it as well.
It's not just the club that are celebrating you, but the wider AFL world. Does that kind of leave you pinching yourself? It's a bit surreal.
Yeah, it actually does. Yeah, I thought it would be a lot more similar to the 150, 200, 250 milestone, but this one does feel a bit bigger now. I've got plenty of messages and people from other football clubs, other CEOs from AFL clubs, and yeah, it's been really exciting so far this week.
Does that, I guess, leave you thinking about what your impact is beyond this club then?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's hard. I don't like to think about myself too much, but I think what's special about it is I've got so many messages from my family and friends, and it means so much to them. So I think for me, that's the pride I get out of it, is that to play 300, I've had so many people in my corner for a long time, and I mean, ever since I was born with my family and some friends, but also in the last 17 years of my football career, they've been there through every step, and it's something I'm really proud of.
Is there a part of you that, I guess, wants to delay it 1 week more so you get your 300 against the Bulldogs?
Oh, I don't care, to be honest. I just want to play the 300 now. I was pretty happy this time of year. We had the Swans last year, we got Essendon this week, which grew up barracking for us, and then we got the Dogs next week, which I played for as well. So either of those three I was pretty happy with.
Any messages that surprised you, like the Prime Minister reached out? Any messages?
The Prime Minister, no. Let's just say he did reach out, but he didn't. Not really, not yet. No, I've just had a lot from friends and family, people I haven't spoken to for 10 or 15 years. So yeah, very chuffed.
Of all the milestones, one is that you kicked the first goal for the club too. Is that a proud moment for you as well?
Yeah, it's a proud moment, I think, in the history books, but it's not something I think about too often. I was actually once playing on one of those game box things, and there was a trivia question that said who kicked the first Giants goal, and I was the answer. So I was pretty proud of that.
You say you're taking it one game at a time now, so obviously nearer the end than the beginning. That's pretty clear. With that in mind, considering the position the club's in, do you think with more eagerness, I guess, about the opportunity to potentially win a premiership this year or next year? Like, does that become a little bit more anxious in your mind, in a sense?
Yeah, definitely. I think the more you go on and the older you get, the more you realise the time's starting to run out. And I guess the one reason why we all play football is to play in a premiership. And especially once you get to 300 games, you really want to play in a premiership as part of that as well. And I haven't done that, so that's the one thing that I really want to achieve. And there's no doubt that every player at this football club really wants to do that as well. So we're all in it for that one goal, and hopefully we can do that.
I think you mentioned your sister's working for Essendon at the moment, or still around there. Yeah. Any worries that there'll be anyone who isn't in sort of orange and charcoal this weekend watching the game?
Well, my dad still half goes for Essendon actually, and my sisters do as well. So a little worry there, but I think this weekend they'll have the orange colours on. So. And
you mentioned obviously you're not one to like look at their big milestones and celebrate yourself. I saw the boots. You got 300 and I think kids' names on there as well. Nice little touch.
Yeah, it is. I've got the kids' names and my wife's name Ruby as well there. So Asics have looked after me. I've been with Asics for 17 years. They've always looked after me. So very proud to be wearing these this weekend.
I think you mentioned it pre-season that if you've got the flag, you're done. Is that still how you look at it?
Yeah, I think so. yeah. I want to play in the premiership. Yeah, that's all I want to do.
I'm sure it's not a massive priority for you, but 3 All-Australian squads, never a blazer. Have you been hard done by in that sense, do you think?
No, I haven't been hard done by. I do think about it sometimes. People talk about it as well, but yeah, I probably haven't achieved too much in the 300 games, to be honest. I've never won an All-Australian, won best and fairest, no premiership, so there's not too much on the CV there. So there's definitely things I'd like to achieve, but yeah, oh well, it is what it is.
I think people would beg to differ on that one, but you celebrate the milestone with Sam Taylor as well. He's 100. How big of a player can he be for this football club? What do you see in him that he might be able to achieve going forward?
Yeah, he's a freak of an athlete. The way he attacks his training sessions, the way he looks after his body, how competitive he is as well. I think every one of our backs are like that as well. But with Slammer, he really leads the charge, and the main thing is just how competitive he just has a crack. He loves playing on the big forwards. He's tough. He just works hard. I think he'll be a great player for a long time.
Will Tom Green be out there with you this week?
I would have thought so. Yeah.
You mentioned the coaching group coming in last year and how that kind of gave you a bit of a spark. Playing with this group at the moment and the energy that's feeling, and you're playing probably some of the best footy we've seen in the last couple of years from you as well. Is that energy helping you and lifting you from the teammates as well? Yeah,
there's no doubt there's a good feel at the moment at this footy club, and as I spoke about earlier, it's definitely been driven from the coaches and the players obviously as well. But even training and being here at the footy club has been really fun, and the way we play, the system, the game plan, it's an enjoyable game to play at the moment. Probably not so much last week because we lost, but when we do win, we play some really good, exciting football, and the players love playing that brand of footy.
There's been some good wins in milestone games, I think. Cogs, Chilton, Toby all got wins in 200. Would you like to kind of match them and do it in 300 this weekend?
I'd like to win this weekend. Yeah, that'd be nice. It'd be nice to win the milestone. Yeah.
So physically, how are you holding up? I mean, you got another year in you if you need it, or how are you holding up?
Yeah, physically I'm really good, touch wood. Obviously hurt the shoulder at the start of the year, which set me back a little bit, but other than that I feel like I'm running really well and all the numbers are really good as well, so I'm feeling really good. We'll see how we go for the rest of the year.
Thank you, mate.
Thanks, guys.